Fear itself. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody, and how are you doing on this whack-a-doodle Wednesday? You are listening to Grammy Mary here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, also on the RLM.xy or RLMradio.xyz site, also on the RLM TuneIn radio station, the RLM Internet radio station, the RLM Spreaker channel, and later to be on SoundCloud and to be on YouTube. So here we go. I'm trying to get my damn vocal a little bit louder. Let me see. Let me do this. See if that affects it any. Does it? Hello? Apparently not. Hi, I'm looking at my levels and it's like sunny beaches in California. What the hell is going on? Okay, I suppose I ought to say hey there, hi there, ho there to everybody. Hi, sweetie. I call everybody sweetie because there's entirely too many names for me to try and remember. Okay. Let's do that. Oh yeah, that got it up there. Okay. Wow, that did. Let's see. Over here on Facebook, I have a couple of lovely ladies over here. Let me see. I got the lovely Weta is over here and Nancy. It's a double dose of Nancy, and they are just absolutely amazing ladies. Gotta tell you, I've met Weta in person. Haven't met Nancy, the other Nancy, in person yet, but you know, there's still time. There's still time. Over here on this effing site, let me see. I got Grammy over here sharing stuff like crazy, and Rob Works looks like, is that Rob Works? No, that's Valerie. Hi, Valerie. How you doing, sweetheart? And who else? Who is this? Gary L. Hi, Gary L. I see you, darling. And let's see. Would you please be so kind as to tell Gigi's Boo that it's probably going to be after the holidays before I start scanning cookbooks to her. And I wonder if she realizes this is a 2-book volume set. They're thick books. Yeah, she and I are going to have a little chit-chat about that because that's going to be an awful lot of scanning. Whoo, they're going to think I'm spamming your email. Okay, let me check over here in the corner pocket. I do know Sock Puppet is over here because damn it all, he beat me to the duck. I did get a couple of ducks today, but one of them was looking a little bit on the fishy side, so I shot that one. You know, it's just one of them things, you know, you get a feeling. Kind of like that song. I just absolutely knew. Ah, well, thank you, Sock. I absolutely knew that song was going to fit this evening. Not really sure why until I started listening to it and doing the rocket chair boogie while I was at it. But happy Weasel Wednesday. Do you know a weasel? I don't know any weasels. Demon Atrax says Krampus Claus. Wow. Alrighty, Krampus Claus. Krampus Claus, why are you so fat? Oh. And now we got a demon Krampus. Alrighty. Well, there's a lot of people having Krampus going on. Maybe you need to eat some soda crackers or something if you got cramping going on. Or some ibuprofen. No, don't do ibuprofen. That's bad shit. I know you're Krampus. I know. Damn children anyway. Em are your ducks? I don't think so. I think them em are my ducks. Damn it. Quack, quack, waddle, waddle, quack, quack, waddle, waddle. We are nipper sinkers. We're in luck. If it rains all week, we can quack like a duck. See what you started? Got dandruff, some of it itches. Okay, get your shit together, Grams. I gotta say hey there, hi there to everybody. Over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give me static or shit. However, just remember, whatever you put out into the universe comes back at you. And we're going to be talking about that tonight because, you know, it is a whack-a-doodle Wednesday. And I'm going to get a little bit on the wacky side tonight. I'm going to be philosophizing at y'all. Because I've been listening to videos and reading books, and I have got pages and pages and pages of things that have just kind of popped into my head, or little snippets that listening to videos, I went, oh, hey, and then it led me down, and oh, hey. So yeah, I've got 6 pages of shit or stuff, because, one, if it's my stuff, it's stuff, but if it's your stuff, it's shit. That's George Carlin. But is it really him? Are there any real original ideas? I don't know. In any case, I got to get back to saying, hey there, hi there, ho there, to everybody. Over here in the RLM, right up top, is my missionary man. Hey there, Asmo. How you doing? I also see Barman is up there, and Barman is just the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world, basically because he's the first bot I ever met, and he was ever so gentle with me. I see you giving me static over here in the Crush and Run, or in the corner pocket. Corner pocket, huh? I put some stuff in my pocket. Actually, Grammy gave me something to put in my pocket earlier today, and that's going to lead into my existential rantism. Is that what it is? Uh-oh, and Sock's giving me static over in the RLM. Cool! I'm getting static in stereo. Booyah! Bonus round. That's just way cool. It's like, wow. It's like, when I was younger and I would, the big old honker speakers that you had with your stereos. I know you young people don't understand this, but you get those great big honker speakers and you lay them on the floor, and then you put in like Pink Floyd or something like that, and then you lay down between the speakers and crank it up. Huh? I don't have a hearing problem. My ears do, but I don't. Okay. Yeah, what? I gotta see. I got flashers going on. What? Why are you flashering? You're always considered the... Oh. Hi, PJ. I see you, sweetheart. I don't know if you're listening. And don't blame Kozu. He didn't do it. Or at least I didn't see him do it. Okay, back to saying hi. Hello, lovely Beth Z. How are you doing this evening, sweetheart? I hope you're doing absolutely splendiferous. I also see Cowboy Tech. I hope you're hearing pleasant voices, darling. And looky there, Grimner, who is the god, as in G-A-W-D, over here in the RLM. He is the creator of RLM. So, he is the god. I also see, and thank you, Grimmy/Barman, for tweeting me over there on Twitterville. I got another stalker, by the way. Let me go take a peek here. I got to see how many stalkers I have, because damn it, apparently I just don't turn corners fast enough anymore. Getting old and all. Oh, wow. Okay. The number of stalkers has gone down, but I got a new stalker. Well, that's okay. I'm culling the herd. That's what I'm calling it. Not everybody vibrates at the same frequency as I do. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just putting that out there too. Okay. Lame client. Okay. Has trouble walking. Moving along. I know I'm being a smart ass. Grimmy. Moose girl. Moose. The mighty moose girl, the most awesomest moose in the whole wide world. Gotta love that lady. And you know what, sweetheart? I need to get with you sometime because I'm just so damn proud of my grandsons. They're so goofy, and they absolutely love the hats that I knitted for them. And my daughter sent a picture, and so I was going to send it to you, Moosey, so you could see. Because, yeah, my babies they're so silly. My granddaughter, by the way, when she opened up her leggings, she was brilliant, said that she couldn't get a picture of her quick enough because she hauled ass for her room so that she could see what all it went with. Because, they'll go with this, and they'll go with that, and they'll go with... So it's like, okay, all right, cool beans. She likes them. Okay, moving along. Yeah, I made Christmas this year. The lovely Kate is here. She's from the great state of Texas, and I'm thinking weather was a little bit warmer down there, but it wasn't too bad up here today in the 40s. I'll take that. Supposed to actually have rain. You heard that right. Rain on Christmas. Because it's supposed to be in the lower 50s. Upper 40s, lower 50s. That's just so very unusual. Okay, I also see trust no one. Who only trusts himself, and that's only occasionally. And that's okay, because, there are times when I look back at some of the judgment calls that I made that I thought, well, should I really even trust myself? But you know what? It all worked out for the best, so it's all good. Okay. Beetle! I see you, darling. Are you still hanging with Hottie, or is she's you long distancing it? Inquiring minds would like to know, or at least I would. I also see Chalcedony is in the chat. How you doing, sweetheart? And looky there, double dipping a Chloe, but we got Chloe, and then we got Chloe the hippie. So, Chloe the hippie, do you have some hippie garb on? Is that why you're being Chloe the hippie today? Because I'm just curious. I have some hippie clothes, and I might actually wear some for Christmas. Just 'cause. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. I have a closet full of things to wear. I'm here, and I'm just prattling. It's okay. Pay no attention to the crazy woman in the rocket chair. She's just gonna laugh and prattle on. IB Don C is here. Hey there, sweetheart. Sending healing and supportive energy to you and your wife, sweetheart. I hope she gets to feeling better soon. Actually, I don't hope. I know she will get to feeling better soon because I'm sending positive vibes that direction. So there you go. And even if you don't believe my positive vibes will work, just someone knowing that you're thinking of them and that you care about them, sometimes that's enough to make them feel a little bit better about themselves and they heal quicker. It really does work. Okay, I also see Java Doctor 2 is in the house. How you doing, sweetheart? And looky there, Juana Taco. Sweetie, I do love my Mexican food, but no thank you. I think I'm kind of Mexicaned out for a while. Besides the fact that I got a big pot of soup that I need to eat. The hoppy dippy Grammy woman. Yeah. Hippie too. Yeah, that's me, Grim. I just kind of hop around, and I hope to God that screw that's loose in my chair doesn't decide to just go all to shit and then I go flying. That might not be a good thing. I might break something besides me. Oops, because my leash on this headset is not nearly as long as my other leash. Okay. I am hoppy, Grimmy. I bebop around. Yeah. It's okay. It's all good. I also see Meisterbrower. Party! How you doing, darling? And P. Bunyan is here. Timber has things in your world, P. Bunyan. I really haven't had much of a chance to chit-chat with you of late. And Rob works with his infamous bubbler. Rob, have I just missed the bubbler? Tiny bubbles. Tiny bubble. Rob, I'm scrolling up and I'm not seeing tiny bubbles. What the hey? You're slacking, Rob. What the hey? Phantom. I see Phantom is logged in, but I don't see him chit-chatting just yet. And looky there, Dakota is here. How you doing? I am not so hippie. Oh, sweetheart. You never know. Oh, Rob just showed up. Dude! Awesome! There goes that bubbler. Okay. I can't. Nah. Never mind. Move along. Demon Krampus is here. Is it Demon Krampus? That almost sounds like crumpets. Like you could, are they demonic crackers kind of things? Ducks, dicks, same thing for some. What's that, Nelson Dubois? I see you over here on the corner pocket, and ducks, dicks. I didn't know ducks had dicks. Oh yes, a shiny bubbler. Yes, it must sparkle. Let your inner bubbler light shine. See, I'm so effervescent. Oh, wow, I just popped my neck. Wow, that's a bunch better. Okay, Holly Jehovah 1 is here. Hey there, sweetheart. How you doing? Best video game music of 2016? Really? Demon Crump? Okay. I may have, nah, I don't know. I don't play video games that much. Okay, I take that back. I do have a couple of them on my iPad that I play, but yeah, they're not like what y'all probably are playing. So they're just doofy little things. In any case, Jukesy Loops. Hey there, woman. How you doing this evening? I hope you're having an absolutely splendiferous Whack-A-Doodle Wednesday. I also see Kozu is here, as well as Krampus Claus. Krampus Claus. I'm not good. Move along. Bot is here. I like saying that one. Bot. As well as Nansan Dubois. That's another fun one to say, because it gets mouth exercises. Never mind. I know how y'all think. So I'm just going to move right along. I see Sock Puppet is here, and he's also over in that corner pocket. And yeah, happy Weasel Wednesday. Did you have to deal with the weasel, honey? Do I need to drop kick someone through the goalposts of life for you? I could put my boots on. I have cockroach killer boots. It would work quite well, I'm thinking. And they're brown, so just in case anything tends to get on the tip of the boot, just buff it in. Oh, Rob has a game running right now. Well, cool beans. There you go, hon. And to round out the crew, our newest member over here in the RLM. Welcome aboard, Tom W. And I hope I don't scare you too bad. And if I do scare you too bad, well, I'll just move right along, okay? Just kind of the way I roll. Okay, so I'm going to get to this link that Grammy shared for me earlier today. Actually, he did even kind of sort of tag me in it. So, there you go. Okay. Ow, I got an itch. A sec. Okay. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't scratch and talk at the same time because I'm usually going, oh, right there. Oh, ah. So, okay, move along. This is from themirror.co.uk. Thank you once again, Grimmy darling. He's just so awesome. Okay, pensioners to be charged £26 falling fee to be helped back to their feet by local council. Well, isn't that just absolutely spiffy? No, it's not. A district council said that it would introduce the fee on top of existing costs. On top of. So it's not like they're already down. Now you're monkey piling them and kicking them while they're down. Good job, old bean. Oh, it's an extra cost of the subscription to its service for elderly people who require home care. I've fallen and I can't get up. That'll be £26, please, ma'am. But I don't have it. Okay, well, it could be a while. Gee, that's what I'm thinking. Pensioners who need help being helped back to their feet after a fall at home will be charged £26 by their local council. Tendering district council said it would introduce a fee as part of its Careline service for elderly people who require home care. An elderly rights campaign group has described the charge as shocking, I say, and equivalent to a falling fine, which, yes, it is. It's like, oh, wait a minute. When you're actually going to use our service, well, gosh, that's going to cost you extra. What, you already pay a fee? That's to have your name listed in the approved people. But when you actually use the service, oh, that costs extra. Sound like something familiar? So, does your council have a stingy charge? If it's not paid, in addition to the existing $21.60 a month Careline fee, then an ambulance would need to be called. So they get you coming, going, backwards, forwards, kicking you while you're down. Michael Lecornu, who is the chairman of Tendrig Pensioners Action Group, said that people are being fined for falling. The simple fact is, you're getting penalized for falling, and these people are the most vulnerable in our society. How is that right in this day and age? Who said it was going to be right? Who said it had to be right? They are a business, and you are paying this business. Trust me, even if they are a government, they are a business, and you are paying this business. And when they decide to change the fees, they do so because nobody tells them, up your chocolate whizzway, dude. It really is quite shocking, this sort of thing happening in the 21st century. Is it really shocking, Michael? Or is it something to be expected because they've been able to get away with shit for years? And so, oh hey, we got away with the last one, let's push it a little more. Do you know why that happens? Because it's allowed. That's why. We have paid taxes all our lives for health services. This was supposed to be our insurance, but now we're being asked to pay again. Yeah, because, just for you pay to have the privilege of having your name listed on the insurance. But when you actually wish to use it, you're going to get charged for that. Duh! Did you really think insurance was for your benefit? Have you read the fine print? Labor opposition group leader Ivan Henderson also hit out at the plans. What? Oh, Krampus Claus, you're so silly. He said it's immoral. They would even consider charging elderly people to pick them up when they have already signed up to pay at least £20 a month to be a member of Careline. You do not legislate morality, sweetheart. So morals have absolutely zero to do with any kind of law. Because you cannot legislate morality. It doesn't make a shit bit of difference what you try to do. Writing it down on a piece of paper will not make everybody else just instantly more moral simply because they don't want to get fined, which is basically what laws do. They are there for the cha-ching and for the control. Simple. That's all they're there for. These people will have no other option but to pay, because if they don't, they're going to be lying there on the floor. A Tendring District Council spokesperson confirmed the annual £26 charge will be added to the overall cost of the Careline package. I thought maybe they were going to zap them £26 a pop. It's like, holy crap, not that adding £26 on top of the already what I consider exorbitant fees. Seriously, you've been paying in on this shit for how many years? Oh wait, you silly person, whatever made you think you were going to get back what you paid in? That's so funny. So, is your council bringing in new fees? Huh? Is anybody else's city or county or state or Fed introducing new fees? That's probably what they're doing while they're keeping you distracted by, was it Russia or was it Comey that lost the selection for Shitlery? Maybe, just maybe, Shitlery, the reason why you didn't get the nod is because everybody was tired of you going around saying, it's my turn, I deserve it. I've done all of this throughout my life so I could have that power. I could have that control. And you know what? Everybody went, yeah, and that's precisely why we're not going to let you have it. Because of all of the things you did leading up. We know once you have the power, you are really going to be psycho hose monster from hell. So yeah, That's probably why you didn't get the nod, sweetheart. That's why they changed the plot at the very end. It's called a mystery or a suspense for a reason. Keeps you in suspense all this time, always thinking it was that guy that did it when actually it was the wallflower in the corner that was sitting there twiddling their thumbs and giving everyone an evil look. Oh, wait, no, Trumpelstiltskin wasn't doing that, but yeah. He also added that the service would be available 24/7 and the charge is required to pay for one member of staff to provide the cover and one vehicle. Okay, how many people are signed up to this service? Because I want to know, you know, we can calculate this out. 26 pounds a year per person. And then you're going to have one individual that's already on the payroll, I'm sure. And then you're going to purchase a vehicle. Okay, I get that. Now, the cost of the vehicle and the payroll of the person that's already on the payroll that's going to be doing it anyway, but now you're charging extra for it. I'm thinking y'all are going to be raking it in. Where's that money going to go? Somebody's pocket. The new policy, if agreed by the full council, will come into force in April, probably on April 1st. April Fool's Day. You're a fool for falling for our bullshit. At the moment, Careline users who fall at home have to wait for a paramedic to help them. What's the purpose of having Careline then if you have to do that? Why even pay you guys? But under the new policy, Careline staff will go to their aid. Here I come to save the day. Let me swipe your card. They will go to their aid and get the user sitting up and assess the situation before an ambulance is called. This is in a bid to cut the number of call-outs to falls paramedics receive. Okay, so the paramedics are not going to get as many calls, so the hospital's not going to have so much expenses. So is this other thing, I'm trying to see just exactly how many different angles y'all are going to be making money off of this shit. Now, if the patient requires hospital treatment, an ambulance will be called. Wow. Paul Honeywood, the tendering counselor responsible for housing, said, once the funding ended, we decided to look into whether we could continue and add this to the overall Careline package and cover the costs. Having consulted users, we have discovered that there is a demand, and the idea is now going through the budget process with the final decision to be made in February. Well, isn't that just special? I think it isn't special at all. At all. So where was their funding coming from? Was it coming from the government business entity? That's what I would like to know. I got to catch up on the chat here. Science and tech oriented. There you go. Oh, and Tom doesn't scare easily? Cool. I don't remember what year The Wizard of Oz was released, but it was filmed south of me. Or actually, the story itself was based south of me. Moving along. Let me put this over here on the Freedoms Network site as well, because I don't know if Grammy put it here or not. And then I'm going to go over to my Fakeybook page because I really do want to get to a few things this evening that, Flash and I, when we were having our little dorkish moment Saturday, he had brought up that I really haven't gotten all that existential with y'all lately. And I haven't. I haven't done the whole Grammy guru shit, or, every once in a while I'll kind of sort of go there, but I haven't really gotten all metaphysical or philosophizing or anything like that. And I thought, it probably wouldn't hurt. Have an evening. And then as that thought was running in my mind, all of a sudden all these wonderful things started just kind of showing up right in my face. And it's like, oh, well, Okay, I guess I probably ought to pay attention to this idea. And so then I started writing down notes, and yeah, I have notes and notes and notes, and now trying to decipher them. That, my dears, is the fun part. Let's see. I know I had one about, um, where did I put that? Oh, don't you just love it when, yeah, you have all of this stuff all written down, and then you didn't write down the one thing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found it. I found it. Okay, let me finish sharing this. I'm waving at you, Valerie. I know you can't see because I don't do video, and there's a reason for that. I'm sure Rob Works can fill you in. Yeah, he got a dose of the Grammy dork. Oh, I don't think it was that traumatizing, but yeah, he got all choked up. Let's put it that way. Okay, now, the thing that I wanted to bring up that really when Grimmy sent that, it was shortly after I wrote this little note down that I went, oh, holy crap. Talk about the universe starting to, when you focus somewhere and you pay attention, the universe will put more and more of that in front of you. So, you know, these fees and all this other fun stuff, have you ever stopped to think that maybe laws are just put there because, number one, somebody believes that it is their job to tell you how to live, how to behave, and, you know, as an added bonus, they're also going to turn it into a business and make a little money off of you, which I know I've said that multiple times before, but, you know, when I heard something similar to that yesterday, it was like, oh, wow. And then I heard something else today, and I was like, oh, crap, yeah, I'm going to have to talk about that. But laws are nothing more than a means of controlling one another, or one person seeming to think that they have the right and therefore the ability to control others simply by writing something down on a piece of paper. And technically, if you don't stand up and speak out and say, "Excuse me," technically they do have the ability to do so because you haven't stopped them. You know, that's that whole interactive thing, because that's what life is supposed to be. It's supposed to be interactive. It's also supposed to be enjoyable. You're supposed to have fun at life. You're not supposed to be drudging around, working your ass off so that you can try and scrimp some pennies together so you can have this bodacious vacation and charge all kinds of shit up on your credit card so you can go back to work to pay for your vacation and then save money so that you can take another vacation. Why don't you do something that you don't have to take a vacation from? That's kind of sort of what I do. I mean, my weekends are my little mini vacays, but I enjoy what I do. But in any case, the little tidbit that I heard yesterday and then kind of sort of got reinforced by a few other things that I'd heard from different videos, you know, aside from laws being a means to control you. Now, once again, they are not necessarily supposed to be enforcing moral code or anything. They are a means of control. They are also a means of financial benefit for the law givers. Don't you love how that works? They give it to you. We're handing this down to you. The verbiage that they use. Well, we are the lawgivers, and we're handing this down to you. We're passing it on to you. And by the way, if you break one of these lovely little things that we wrote down on a piece of paper, because, you know, they're really fancy squiggles and lines, and it's special paper, it cost extra. So since we went to the effort of putting this down on paper and then all of us deciding that, yeah, that's a good idea and we're going to make you pay for it. You know, think about it like this. why wouldn't, if they could get away with it? Just think about, okay, you're going to start a business about what others can and cannot do. And when they do what you say they can do, well, you're not going to make any money. But when they start doing things that you say that they can't do, then you are going to benefit off of those other people financially. Now, that's what government is. It's a business. It benefits off of you every time you break one of those lovely little rules. Whether it be incarcerating you and then having you work at a pittance in order to provide something that they charge out the wazoo for, or they get paid by some business to have you produce, or just flat out, oh, that light was gonna turn red, and so our little camera caught you just as that light was gonna turn red, so pay us $85 plus court costs. By the way, if you don't pay it to us, we will revoke your driving privileges, and we will freeze your bank accounts. It may not be that bad yet, but that's pretty much where it's getting. And you know what? We're letting them do it. We are. And I'm not saying you need to fight against it, because basically that just focuses more energy on them, so that just steers you more towards that whole mindset of you have to obey what they wrote down on a piece of paper. And yes, I am focusing energy on that right now, but it's because I want you to kind of sort of understand that maybe, just maybe, if instead of, because you don't realize with all of the regulations out there right now, probably every 5 minutes you violate a law, you break a rule. And if somebody wanted to push it, they could. And if you don't step up and tell them back off, they will. It's one of those fun little things where what you allow is what will continue. And what you focus on is what you will see more of. So see, I was focusing on things that, to try and get us to think outside of this law box where these people are going, this is our business and we're in this business to make money. And it's actually quite the lucrative extortion racket when you think about all the taxes we pay and what little protection we get out of the deal. So, it really is a pretty damn lucrative business, especially when you look at the kind of money they are raking in. And, they get a decent cost of living raise every year. And I was over visiting my friend Lug the other day, and bless his heart, he is recouping pretty well after his accident a couple years ago. And I was so excited because, bless his heart, he actually walked without a cane or a walker for the first time in almost 3 years. So it's like, booyah, dude, bonus round. But he was explaining to me, because now that he is retired, he was explaining to me the lovely little letter that he got from the business that is Medicare, Medicaid, federal government, little smaller little corporations within the larger corporation, if you will. And he did get a 3% cost of living increase on his Social Security, but his Medicare went up. And a couple other things went up. So with that 3% cost of living increase, what he gets every month is $7 less. Talk about a business scam. That is a scam. And we put up with it. And you know what? Fighting it isn't going to do a whole hell of a lot of good. It's just going to make matters worse. Arguing with them, supporting them, all that other fun stuff is just going to make matters worse. It really is. Whether it's worse for you or worse for your neighbor, which in the long run will wind up being worse for you, it will make matters worse. So instead, Start focusing on looking for other ways around to where you no longer have to deal with that, which is basically get yourself unplugged from the system. There's a lot of people out there that are doing it, and they're trying to make it illegal to become unplugged, to get off the system. But you know what? Once again, laws are just written for them to financially benefit from you because it's big business for them. They are quite literally making a killing. So, what do? That's my job, is to ask you, what do you do? I can't tell anybody else what to do because it's none of my business. That is your life. That is your path. I can only tell you what I do. I can only do my own thing. So, now speaking of money, imagine this. If you had $86,400 in your account and someone stole $10 from you, would you be upset and throw all of the remaining $86,390 away in hopes of getting back at the person who took the $10? Or move on and live? Because if you move on and live, you realize we have 86,400 seconds each day. Don't let someone's negative 10 seconds ruin the remaining 86,390. So don't sweat the small stuff. Life is bigger than that. Don't let them live rent-free in your head. So if someone pisses you off, okay, acknowledge it, deal with it, move on, let it go. Because when you dwell on it, you are giving them your attention. You are offering it to them. You are making them a focus of your attention. And seriously, are your seconds not valuable? Are your minutes not valuable? I think my time is extremely valuable. That's why I'm very, very selfish about who I will share it with and how I will share it, how I will spend it. So here's another one. I'm reading you memes that this morning I was just getting inundated with. I was getting messages and all this other fun stuff, and it's like, holy crap. I understand that, sock puppet. It really doesn't cost that much to get back at someone. But, you know, I'm to the point where, you know what? They want to be a douchebag? Be a douchebag. That douchebaggery is going to come back on you. I'm not going to waste any of my time. You know, sure, it's fun to sit there and joke around about, yeah, chipper shredder, yada, 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 yada. But really, seriously, they'll get their own. They will. I don't feel as though I want to waste any of my time. You know, I will speak my mind. If something happens to me face to face, I will let them know just exactly what I think, and then I will move on. And that's pretty much what I do anyway. So, you know, you piss me off, I speak my mind, and then I move on. Because there's no sense on dwelling. I'm letting that person live rent-free in my head, and I refuse to do that anymore. It's my head. I have enough shit running around in there. Frickin' mental Rolodex just don't spin like it used to anymore. Okay. So, have you ever thought to yourself, I think I might be going a little crazy? Now this, as soon as I read that, it was like, oh my God, I resemble that remark. Only I don't think I'm going a little bit crazy. I think I've been crazy for quite some time, and I quite enjoy it. Actually, I truly do. But then you remember that you're really just awakened, which that's another thing I wanted to talk about with this. You know, there's all these people out there that are going around saying, I'm awake, but you're not. I'm awake, but you're not. I'm more awake than you are. like it's a badge of honor. Have you not stopped to think that maybe all of us are awake to one degree or another, and it's really none of our frickin' business how awake someone else is, because that's their business, not ours. We need to pay attention to our own. Just throwing that out there for you. Goes on to say that not only awakened, but a loving, kick-ass warrior, hell-bent on changing the world, and you refuse to accept the negative vibrations and the fear and the hate and the illusion of separation. Because, we really aren't separate. That was another one of those little notes that I jotted down today. Do you know it's one of those things that I heard one thing and then it led me to another place. And do you ever stop to think that maybe vibrational is, when we see the physical world, when we interact with others in this physical realm, we are interpreting the vibration in a physical form? Do you ever stop to think of that? So, which you could then interpret someone's negative vibrations as an actual blow to you, to your ego or what have you. And, so when you really start thinking about vibrations and how we interact with each other, and it is true, or at least I feel it's true, that you do get vibes off of people. And there are some people that you just instantly, you have no explanation whatsoever, but instantly you have a distrust or a dislike of that individual. There is something about them that just makes you just go, okay, I'm backing off, because there's something about you. And then there are people that you just have an instant, I like you. You're funny. Even if you don't know if they're funny, you just get that vibe off of them. And every person has their own vibrational frequency. And, so if you refuse to play along with the ones that, those that you interact with, that all of a sudden, oh, whoa, there's a new one and that one's not fitting well with my vibe, you walk away, whether it's figuratively or physically. You distance yourself. You separate yourself from their stuff, because it is theirs. It's not yours. It's not yours to carry around. It is their stuff. You carry what you got. And don't try and pawn what you got off on someone else either. I know there's an awful lot of people out there that are, they refuse to accept the blame when they screw up. And they're always so busy pointing fingers at everyone else. Trying to put their shit on someone else. Don't do that. Cut that out. It's your shit. Deal with it. Clean it up. Move along. That simple. Okay, later, Vinny. I see you. Have fun. Enjoy. I'm going to have soup when I get done, because my stomach is really starting to growl at me right now. Old Baba Rigby's talking. Okay, also to go on with this, you need to remember that there are many others just like you. Well, not just like you, but many others that feel very similar to the way you do. Those people that stand with you, they're the alchemists, the conscious warriors, the rule breakers, there you go, the lovers of life, the ones that are determined to lift each other up and to ensure that love wins. The ones that are just crazy enough to get the job done. And then you remember that you're not crazy at all, and you're not alone. You're just up and tooling and doing your thing and walking your path and trying not to adversely affect anyone else. And that's kind of what I think we need to do. I think we need to learn to, just take responsibility for whatever we say, whatever we do, and try not to adversely affect someone else. And if we should happen to cause harm to another, if it was unintentional, apologize and try to make it right. If it was intentional, well, you'll have to deal with that as well. But I try not to do any intentional. I really do. Occasionally, I slip and I trip someone, whether it be verbally or physically. I will trip some people just 'cause the mood struck. And I usually wind up paying for it later. So, I don't do it that often anymore. Now I got to check because, yeah, I'm seeing Atrax said something as well over here. What was that? Room rent free in Grammy's head. Ah! Yeah, sweetheart, you have to clean up the cobwebs yourself though. I don't do any cleaning in there. And yes, sock puppet, allowing criminality only makes you part of the crime. That is true. If you allow it to continue, then you are part of the problem. So, let's see here. What old movie? Huh? Reincarnation of Peter Proud. I've never. Is that a good one? I may have to check that out. Hi there, Mary B. How are you doing, sweetheart? And I see Grimner 9 as opposed to Grimner. Wow. Okay. You feeling lucky tonight or something? Adding a number on there? Okay. And yes, Java Doctor, music can also heal. Music is tones, after all. And tones have connections. Whether you understand it or not, music will bring back memories, will bring back all kinds of fun stuff. So, yeah. Music and smells. Some smells make you think of home cooking and stuff. Well, especially if someone's making, like, cookies. Yeah. I smell fresh baked cookies and I actually do. I remember baking cookies with my mom every time I smell homemade cookies. So, which is kind of cool. Okay, I got to get to something else here real quick because it's, yeah. Part of that whole control mechanism. If they can't control you one way, they're going to think of another way to get you. And, so long as you pay attention to them, and that's really pretty much what it is, so long as you pay attention to them and let them, they're going to keep doing it. This is from Breitbart.com. The Sahara Desert gets first snowfall in 37 years. Now, I really haven't checked to see if it really did snow or but that is kind of cool. I mean, yeah, it is a desert. I can see where deserts would get snow, but whoa, this doesn't fit in real well with the whole global warming thing unless you have that whole opposite day kind of thing where, well, it's going to get really, really, really cold. You're going to have those Arctic blasts because of global warming, because that's how global warming works. And that's when I go, oh? But apparently, first time in 37 years, woohoo! It's the first time since February 1979 that snow has fallen in Ain Safra, Algeria. It's a town in the Sahara Desert. Excuse me. That's according to the Daily Mail. The last time it snowed in the area, the snow lasted for about an hour, and this time the snow remained for a day. So, oh my God, it lasted 24 times longer. Now, somebody's going to run with that shit and say, it's all of you CO2 breathers that are causing this. 'Cause y'all don't take into account the fact that trees breathe in CO2 and create oxygen, and we're cutting down the rainforest right and left. Pay no attention to that shit. Yeah. Karim, let's just say Karim, an amateur photographer, captured the images of the snowfall on the red sand dunes, which it is a rather cool looking picture. Everyone was stunned to see snow falling in the desert. And it's such a rare occurrence, he said. It looked amazing as the snow settled on the sand and made a great set for photos. The Telegraph reports that the snow on sand dunes is rare, but is more common occurrence on Saharan mountain ranges. The Sahara Desert spans across most of North Africa and has shifted in temperature throughout the past 100,000 years. Now, that is called climate ranges. You know, when you speak in thousands of years, that's when you're talking about climate, and this is where climate change comes in, because the experts say that the desert will become green again. Climate change, are you ready for it? In about 15,000 years. So, for all of you people that don't believe in climate change, it's happening. It's happening right now because, well, quite frankly, all you have is right now. And, yep. Oh my goodness. Oh, really, Sock Puppet? I see that over here in the corner pocket. Oh, really? Huh. Well. And a bow tie as well. Huh. Okay. Thanks for the mental image, guys. Wow. Here, I'll just share this little thing of you can run, but you can't hide, Ninson de Bois. Just putting that out there. Yeah, not going to do you any good. We know where you are. I'll put this over here in the RLM chat again as well. So, I'm catching up here in the chat. Yes, what did I do this time? I know, it is. It's global warming, Sock Puppet. Climate change. Climate change. That's what climate does. You know, that's why they have the study of climate, because it's always changing. And so they study it to see. Wow, isn't that just amazing? It's magic. Fuck you. There's your first F-bomb of the night. 1 minute after the hour. Ha ha. I needed a drink too. You know, it's amazing I lasted that long. Okay, I'm looking at some of my other notes here. Oh, in the RLM chat earlier today, they were talking about evil biatches and all that other fun stuff. And I do understand how it's really very easy to, and evil is rather appropriate when assigned to individuals. I do think that word is appropriate for some individuals, at least from people's perspective of their behavior and their words. And quite frankly, shitlery qualifies as evil in my books, but that's my perspective, and that perspective is also shared by others. But when you stop and realize that people are that, and evil is something that I think it's actually a frustration, or you know, someone is they're just pissed, you know, and they want to take it out. They want to hurt because either they're hurting, or they want to hurt someone else, or they have an overinflated ego, or what have you. I'm not sure what all of the reasoning is behind it, but there are people that behave in an evil manner. And yet, I don't think there really is a force of evil. You know, I don't believe there really is a devil per se, or a demonic or anything like that. I do think that, you know, and this was something that I'd heard earlier today, that, you know, any thought or any idea that was ever put forth is still out there. And so, you know, when people put out bad thoughts, or thoughts that wind up being hurtful to lots of other people, and then follow those thoughts or those ideas with action that actually does cause harm to either the environment or people, those kind of things stay out there. You know, it never goes away. Just because that person died, just because that meat suit is no longer walking around in the physical realm, doesn't mean what they did was erased. So every thought, every idea that was ever put forth is still out there. And when people tap into, and you don't realize when you're doing it a lot of times. I don't realize when I'm doing it until afterwards, and I go, wow, did I really say that? Shit, that's pretty damn smart. Oh, wait, no, that didn't really come from, because I don't take credit for a lot of the shit I say. I really don't. A lot of times, especially on the radio, it's like, holy smokes, do you have any idea how many times I get on here and I remember next to nothing about what I talked about? Because a switch flips inside my head and I just start talking. I burned out the clutch a long time ago, and I just let whatever passes through go on. Yeah, Grammy, I know you got demons right there in the RLM chat, but they're not the. It's not the same thing, hun. I don't think there is an evil flow. I don't think there is an evil source, and it was explained quite well in this one video, when she said, you don't walk into a room and look for a dark switch, do you? You don't go in somewhere and there is a when you flip that dark switch, an inky, milky darkness doesn't creep into the room. It's all vibrational stuff, and maybe, just maybe, some of that stuff that gives you that creepy heebie-jeebie feeling is somebody's thought from eons ago that just happened to pass by you. We are all frequency. We all are energy. And sometimes when we are shifting from one frequency to another, which is basically changing your mind, shifting frequencies is basically just changing your mind about something, changing your opinion about something. So if you're in that process of shifting frequencies, look at it like a radio dial. You're listening to this one radio station. It's not coming in so clear anymore. You're traveling down the road. You want to find another radio station. So you push the little seek button. And if you have a newer car, that is. And your radio starts going, and it'll scan. And it'll pick up this little blurb. But if you don't hit the button just within a certain time frame, then it will scan again. And then it will scan again, and it will keep scanning until you catch a radio station that you actually want to listen to. And I think that's what it is when people are in the process of changing their opinions about things, changing their frequency, if you will, on their radio station that they wish to tune into. Their opinion is this way, and then they see something, they're on that little seek, they're on that little scan, and something catches their eye, something catches their ear, and they shift just a little bit, and they stop, and they focus on that little frequency right there, and then they go back into scan mode, and they catch another frequency, and they stop and they listen for a little bit. Then they go back into scan mode again. That's the way I'm looking at it, at least for right now. That's how I'm looking at opinions changing, outlooks changing, perspectives changing. Oh, is that why you get XM, Grimmy? I ain't paying for XM, sorry. I kind of like my local college radio station, actually. And I have different radio stations that I tune into along the route wherever I'm going, because most of the places that I go, I've been there before, and I've found radio stations that I really like. And, it's kind of like your journey in life, There's certain people that you like to listen to, certain people you like to go visit, hang out with, because you like the frequency that they're emitting. And then there's certain people that you just wouldn't care to go and visit ever again. You stopped, you listened for a little while, you found out you didn't like what the heck they were putting out, didn't like their format, and so you moved on and you decided not to go back to that frequency. I know, I'm getting a little weird on you, but I've had all of these things just kind of bouncing around in the back of my mind, and yes, Krampus claws, there is room for that stuff to bounce around in the back of my head. But it doesn't bounce high enough to disturb the cobwebs. So, if you want to move in, you got to clean up the cobwebs yourself. And yes, Java Dr. Killary is evil from our perspective, from those of us viewing her from the outside. But does she think she's evil? That's a question does she really think she's evil? It's like there's an awful lot of people that say stuff out there that I think is total bogus bullshit. Whatever they're spouting, but they honest to God believe it. Because that is their opinion, their thought process, their frequency. So, and yeah, Java, turn on, tune in, drop out. Yep. There's some of them that, yeah, I have dropped out of their frequency range because I just flat ass don't want to hear it anymore. And so I distance myself. And I pay no attention. It's my way of dealing with it. And it's worked so far, so there you go. Okay, where was I at? I'm confused now. Because I lost that train, left the station. Oh, well. Okay. I do have a couple other things in my pocket real quick that I do want to get to. Holy crap. I really didn't realize things had gotten that far time-wise. But hi, Heinbosky. I see you over here on Fakey Book. And Leah, hi there, lady. Thank you ever so much. You share some really amazing stuff. Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. And I see Garielle is also over here on Fakey Book. Thank you, darling, for sharing that. Okay, back to my pocket I go. And you know what, Grimmy? That didn't collect a whole hell of a lot of lint, that one that you shared. Okay, we got to go here. Just because I've been talking about frequencies and different people's truths and all this other fun stuff, and this is one that I don't remember who put it in the RLM. I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday that it showed up there. But it is, okay, it was the 20th, so it was yesterday. It is rather interesting. It's the official Twitter account of Rudy Giuliani, lawyer, businessman, former politician, public speaker from New York City, New York. And it's really a rather interesting official statement. There's a lot of people out there that are saying that it is not real, that it's bogus, whatever. But, if it isn't real, it carries just enough little grains of truth from my perspective to catch you, which is usually how they work shit. It would not surprise me one bit. But I'm going to go ahead and read this. Oh, a 1-point game? Ah, okay. Go right ahead, Chloe. Enjoy. That's okay. Everybody has their priorities. That's where you wish to focus. That's fine. That is your thing, sweetheart. I am not hurt by it at all. Trust me, I've been doing this for a little bit, and the first few times, well, actually quite a while, there were times I would look at my little counter thingy when I still had a counter thingy and go, wow, I've got one person listening. Booyah. And then I got to the point where it was like, wow, I have one person listening. That's cool. Because you don't have to go out there and set out to change the world, but you can change one person's world. And you can do that in a positive way or a negative way. That is entirely up to you. So yeah, when you change one person's world, you are changing a world. In any case, back to this statement here. This is the official statement of Mayor Rudy Giuliani, which, are they still called mayor even after they're no longer mayor? I don't, I don't know how the political niceties work on that kind of shit. Because if that's the way it works, then I would still be considered council person, because I was city council person for 4 years. Although that's not necessarily a shingle that I proudly fly, but I did it, and it was a wonderful learning experience. Truly wonderful. Wow. Wow. If you ever want to find out how things work on the small level, try it. Really, seriously. It is quite interesting and exasperating and frustrating and entertaining and educational, and it was worth it. It was worth it. In any case, back to this. I write this morning from my New York apartment overlooking the city I love. I'm pondering my actions from the night before. I'm pondering my fate and what the Lord holds for it. For the first time in my life, I feel fully free, like a weight has been lifted off my heart. I have finally broken free. I know time is short. I will not waste words. I've seen my comments on the you've seen my comments on the so-called Pizzagate scandal. I can tell you that yes, it is completely true, which is probably why there is so much flack out there and so much out there trying to denigrate those that are sharing it. And for those that are calling for proof, seriously, okay, stop and realize. This has been something that has been very well hidden for years and years and years. And when someone is very good at hiding things, they're also very good at hiding proof. And do you really think walking into a business establishment that has been carrying on nefarious things, such as this one is accused of? Do you really think that there would be something that anyone in the general public could just walk in and go, oh, look, that's where they do it. That's where they take them back and do yada, yada, yada. Seriously? No. People that have carried on evil, obnoxious, vile deeds for years and years and years get very good at hiding those deeds and very good at obscuring any evidence. So standing there and shouting, I don't believe you, where's your proof, is not going to erase the fact that there are people out there that do that kind of vile stuff. There are. And accusing someone accusing someone in a chat room of destroying someone's business, even though that person has never even been to that establishment. Sorry, that don't wash with me. I don't go with the whole Jewish guilt trip shit anyway, and that's a Jewish mother guilt trip is what that is. I see my name is being flasheroonied over here in. What did I say this time? Oh, you blame me, sock puppet? Go right ahead. I'm a tree I can bend. I have strong shoulders. I actually had someone tell me one time I had swimmer's shoulders. Of course, that was his excuse to put his arm around my shoulders, to which I deflected the hand that was going down to the girls, because I'm not that stupid. Just because he thought it would work don't mean it was going to work. So, you go ahead and you blame me, honey. I don't care. I don't know what I did, but I hope to hell I had a good time at it. In any case, back to this. The pedophile ring in Washington, D.C. is the biggest in the world, with London's probably coming in second. That does not surprise me one damn bit. It really doesn't. While I have never participated in these heinous acts, I know people who have, and I know of many who have escaped prosecution. Time is too short to explain why I have remained silent for so long, but I will say that I would have never become mayor of New York City if I did not play ball, as it were, which, yeah, when you have a system that is that ugly, that is that corrupt, that has perpetuated itself for this many years, you have to be part of that system in order to get that high up in the system. It's a mafia kind of thing, which is pretty much why I want to have next to nothing, if not nothing, or as little as I can get away with to do with any of that system. He goes on to say, I want the people reading this to know that they must never give up the fight, which, okay, you can fight something which just draws more attention to it, which focuses energy on it, which keeps bringing it up, which keeps giving it power when you do that, or you can step away. You can take care of your own, take care of your young'uns, and step away. The media will keep lying. Yes, it does. That's what it does. CNN will lie. Fox News will lie. NBC will lie. They will lie and lie and lie because that's what they do. They are reporting a story. Do you not know what a story is? They will call the truth a lie, which even if you have just a little bitty grain of truth, they will put that forth as the truth as well, because it has a grain of truth to it. They will call real news fake news, which I'm going to call it all fake news anymore. It's all, unless I have personal direct experience, I have a Morton salt shaker that's going to work with a lot of this shit. And they will call their lies the truth. Reject all of it, every word of it. Do not believe a single thing they say, which, there you go. That pretty much says it all right there. Fox News just called to cancel my latest scheduled appearance. If you see me on TV denying those tweets, do not believe what you see. The government and media apparatus have technology 20 years ahead of what is available to the public, which anyone that knows anything about military intelligence, or which is kind of sort of an oxymoron and yet not, you know that why do you think patents get seized for national security? Why do you think that shit happens? So that they can work on developing the technology before they finally decide to release them to the general public. Oh, sure, they will release the first ones, the little promos that they did, but they won't release the perfected. Not for a while. Not until they've had their way with it and been able to kind of dangle it along for a while. Yeah. They have technology far, far beyond what general public has any idea of, which if you just look at the CGI shit in movies, logic dictates that, yeah, that's just the private sector. Can you imagine? Just imagine. They can create a real-time CGI human-like avatar. I've seen them, and they are indistinguishable from real life. They also have clones and biometric avatars, which, what do you think Shitlery is? I seriously think she died that weekend where they had the whole big brouhaha with the black van and her falling into it. I really don't think the real Shitlery is amongst the living and breathing meat suits anymore. I will give you a hint, a little secret. In the new Star Wars film, they recreated a deceased actor with CGI. They did it somewhat poorly on purpose. This has been standard procedure in Hollywood for many years now, and those orders come directly from the CIA. This is done to keep the public duped and fooled into thinking CGI technology has not progressed much since the late 1990s. But it has in great measure, I can promise you. And that's one thing people just do not seem to make that connection. And I can't say that, I had a few years there where, and then all of a sudden it was like the Acme light bulb moment. And then I went, holy crap, if they can do that in movies, can you imagine the technology that's not released to the private sector? Wow. It really is sad that most of it has been taken to the dark side, if you will. Be ready, be prepared, be vigilant, question everything, question your authority figures, for they live to lie to you. They relish the public's gullibility. Some of it I would say is gullibility. Some of it is just plain not really, and I don't classify it as gullibility, not being able to connect the dots. It's the critical thinking thing that they don't teach in school anymore. They want you to regurgitate. They don't want you to think and reason. They want you to regurgitate. On a final note, a word about 911. To those who believe the official story, you have been duped. You have been conned. And if you want to look in the right direction, do not look at Saudi Arabia or bin Laden. That's a nice little distraction. And look carefully at the tower structures and ask questions about how they fell. This is one of the greatest cover-ups of all history. To quote Voltaire, if you want to know who rules over you, ask yourself who or what you are not allowed to criticize. Ponder this deeply, and you will find many answers. Pray for me, Rudy. Well, Rudy, hun, I will send positive vibes your direction, whether this was you or not. A lot of this resonates with me, but do I believe every bit of it? Not every bit of it. There's a lot of things that I've already suspected, and he just kind of spelled out what I already suspected. But is that just preaching to the choir? Finding something to confirm what I already thought? I don't know. I just go with what works for this old broad. So I'm going to go ahead and share this again over here. Jaw structure and wrinkles were there. Ah. Grammy, I don't know. Why should you question everything? Well, that is a good question, sweetheart. Why should we do that? Are you going to question me, honey? You just go right ahead, 'cause I can bullshit you like the best of them. And you know what, Tom W., I actually had that discussion with my doctor right around that same time, and or the time frame as the elections and everything, because I had a doctor's appointment then. And she and I were discussing that she had questions about some of the things that are going on with some of her elderly patients, and medical information that's supposed to be private, and yet companies having access to these people's Medicare records. And so she questioned me because she knows I'm nosy about that kind of stuff. And she and I were discussing it, and I told her flat out, I think Shitlery is dead. I think The individual that occupied that meat suit is no longer among the living, not in the physical sense. And she looked at me and she goes, "Oh my God." And I went, "Oh, cripes, she's going to make a note on the record and they're going to come and get me." They don't need to come get me with one of those ever so lovely, attractive, self-hugging jackets because I have one of my own. It has sparkles and it's fuchsia. And I like it very much. But to move along, she said, "You know, the distance between the eyes is different." And I noticed you were questioning my questioning, and I was questioning you as well, Grimner, and that's kind of fun. When I question you, questioning me, questioning you, questioning me, there's a song in there somewhere. I know there is. Probably a country western song. But my doctor even agreed with me. She said the distance between the eyes is different. The jaw structure is different. The ears are different. Because she had noticed something that didn't sit well. And so she'd actually, she watches the news, and I told her, stop doing that. But she did, she started paying attention, and she noticed a lot of inconsistencies. And so she agreed with me. She said if she's not dead, this is most definitely a body double. Because that is not. She doesn't believe that that's the real. Will the real Hillary Clinton please slither forward? I don't know. I really don't. And that's a fun thing, is not knowing. And then, the path is to learn and discover. And I'm still learning and discovering. And every time I learn and discover something, I find out I know less than I thought I did. Which really kind of sounds, paradoxical, but no, it's true. The more you learn, the more you realize you didn't know shit. But that's okay. So, okay, after Rudy, where was I going? I had one other one I wanted to go to. Oh, I thought I deleted that. Let me check and see. Did you guys share any fun little links over here? Yes, Moose Girl. I said Moose Girl. I said, hey, Moosey. Because you's awesome. Okay, Grim, what's this? I got to check this shit out. Firearms unknown. Oh, I like that. Government theft, a.k.a. tax. It's theft, it's extortion, it's whatever. There's all kinds of lovely little things, but they call it tax, so you won't mind it quite so much. Yeah. Thanks for that. I like that, Grim. Thank you. I'm scrolling up because I know I missed an awful lot of. Cats are playing the freaking Cardinals. Okay. Is this Kentucky? Is this basketball or college level that Chloe's watching? Okay. Let's see. Okay, I shared that one. Barrett Brown, free, ready to pick new fights. Oh, okay. Oh, and that reminded me of the thing in there that Rudy said about never feeling so free. Sometimes when you hold a secret inside, especially one that you know is not something that you really should hold inside, when you finally do let it out, when you finally just say, fuck it, fuck it. There you go. Here it is. Have at it. Just spill the beans. It really is. It's a weight lifted off of your shoulders, and you get to the point where you get addicted to it, just to where if I screw up, it's one of those things where now people don't even have to ask me, did you screw up? Oh, I mean, once I screw up, it's like, yo, I screwed up, I did that. Yeah. Which is where my grandson gets it from when he stood up in the movie theater and said, that was me, I farted. He gets it from me. I do that. I mean, I would much rather fess up
to my screw up right off the bat, get it over with, deal with the repercussions or what have you, and move along, than to try and come up with some kind of really, really convincing lie that I'm going to have to remember. Because, the memory's the first thing that goes, so they tell me I'm not sure because I don't remember if I forgot something prior to the memory starting to get a little bit iffy. But, yeah. It's so much easier to just tell the truth right off the bat and to fess up when you screw up right off the bat, get it out of the way. And it does. It frees up the rest of your day. You don't have to worry about anything anymore because it's like, okay, I spilled the beans. Yeah, I did it. Okay, deal with it. You gonna yell at me? Okay, thank you. I feel better. I'm moving along. I'm gonna go fix this now. Now that I broke it and told you I broke it, I'm gonna go fix it. Because that's the other part of the equation. Fessing up to it isn't all. Then you got to fix it. Because that's part of being an adult and taking responsibility and trying to not do harm to others. Because, if you break something and you go, I broke it, but I'm going to make that guy over there fix it. Now I'm taking some of that person over there's time from them. Because they were, I'm sure, doing something else that they needed to do that was on their mind. And I just shuttled something off onto them, which effectively stole some of their time. Because now they have to do something because I screwed up. Nah, I ain't doing that. I screw up, I fix it. Nobody else has to, unless it's one of those snowball effect kind of things like, oh, my screw up, you're going to have to wait 5 minutes so I can fix it, and then you can do your part, and then we can move along like a well-oiled machine again. But, assigning blame to someone else, making someone else clean up your mess, you really are doing harm to that other person because you are stealing. If nothing else, you're stealing their expertise because you basically volunteered them. Whether they wanted to do it or not, you just volunteered them. So you're stealing their freedom of choice, you're stealing their expertise, and you're stealing their time. All three of those are thefts, which as far as I'm concerned, the only commandment we need in the whole wide world is thou shalt not steal. Don't steal someone's time. Don't steal someone's liberty. Don't steal someone's reputation. Don't steal someone's life. Don't steal someone's possessions. Don't steal someone's innocence. Every single quote-unquote crime out there is a form of theft. Don't steal. Period. That's pretty simple. Even if, Flash likes to say, don't lie. Quit lying. When you lie to someone, you steal someone's confidence in your word. You are stealing from them. So, you're stealing their ability to judge the truth anymore because you lied and they believed you. So you just stole a little bit of innocence from them as well. And you handed them a lovely little thing of gullibility. Not so cool. So, any kind of negative thing is a form of theft. Just don't steal from people anymore. There you go. Oh, hey, Mike Meredith is finally unblocked. How in the hell did you get blocked, honey? Okay. Hi, Raymond. And Jan. Hi, sweetheart. I've known Jan since kindergarten. Long time. Yeah, we both had our little chisels and stone slabs. Okay, I'm not that old, but close. Okay. I gotta check. Oh, Grimmy shared it over here too. Cool. I'm just checking out the effing site. And I see Cowboy is here as well. And oh, looky there. Who else is here? Hi, Liquid Space. I see you, sweetheart. And Loki Luck 3. Hi there, darling. And Redrick is also posting over here. You love this? Okay, Moosey, what do you love, honey? What did I do? um, okay. Aleppo fake footage, 5 children. Oh, okay. Huh. Where the Christ Son hanging risen is the Oh, yeah. You know, the Bible is a wonderful story. It really is. And it's got all kinds of lovely little life lessons in there for you to learn, but I don't take it as gospel truth. Funny how gospel truth, it's related to the Bible. Or at least in the English language, a lot of that shit relates back to the Bible. Isn't that kind of crazy? Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm just going to move along because I don't remember where in the hell I was at other than rambling. Oh, PJ, you moving to Iowa? You know what? There's a lot of corn-fed people there. I've driven through Iowa a few times. Never really stayed long. But, I'm catching up on the... What? Snopes? Oh, Snopes. They have a magic cat. And their cat goes, true, false, true, false. Yeah. Let's see. I still have time left, and I've kind of sort of run out of, unless you want me to just keep prattling, I can go through my notes that I've been making over the last, because I really need to get these all together and figure out, I need to write a blog. I haven't written a blog in a long time. Like, I think since, no, I have written one on the effin' site, I guess. I haven't written one for a while. I probably ought to, because I have lots of things that I could put down on paper besides my chicken scratchings here. Oh! Nope, that doesn't work just yet. Oh, here we go. Worrying. Do you ever stop to think that, when you worry about something, you do realize that you're fretting about something that may not ever happen? Something that is in the future, and the future is not promised to any of us. Because basically all we have is now. I mean, time is one of those wonderful little structures that you may say that humanity created, but actually I think the universe did that in order for us to have memories, because if you didn't have time, you would not have memory. All you would have is now. Kind of a weird way of looking at things, but but you have your past that those are experiences that you have survived, by the way. So no matter how bad things were in your past, all you have to do is just stop and realize you survived every single thing in your past. How do you know that? Because you're here right now. And now. And now. Now, I'm not saying you survived unscathed, but battle scars. Everybody's got them. That's because a lot of us learn the hard way. We can watch someone else get on like a skateboard or something and go do this stupid thing and slide down like a railing or something and think, wow, that looks cool. I think I can do that. I've never been on a skateboard before in my life, but I think I could do that. And then next thing you know, we're singing like Michael Jackson for a month. And walking really weird. People have a tendency to have to learn the hard way. We don't always learn by example. That's called battle scars. But, the reason why you don't redo some of that stuff is because you have memory. And the only reason you have memory is because of time. So, Einstein kind of sort of had something going there, didn't he? Time equals mc squared. But I wonder if maybe there is such a thing as time travel, because I think every time you look back at your memories, you're time traveling. You can't change it, but you are time traveling every time you look back at a memory. And what you and then when you stop and realize that, looking back on memories that got you here, that, maybe you learned something like how to play something, and that make, because, playing instruments is not necessarily an automatic thing. Some people it is, but you have to, how else are you going to be able to retain what you've learned while practicing that instrument if you don't have a time frame to reference? How else are you going to be able to see where we are right now, right now, right now, right now as a society if you don't have a past to look back on and go, wow, we were screwed up back then, but boy, are we really screwed up now? Because, yeah, we are, with all the butt pucker brigade shit going on and all that fun stuff. And yet, in many ways, we are not quite so screwed up. And why am I rambling like this? I'm not really sure. Other than, I saw something someone had shared about worrying about a family member, and it's like, why are you worrying? Is there something that you can do? Are you not doing that? Why are you not doing that? Something that you can do to alleviate your worry. If there is nothing that you can do, why worry? Worry does nothing but keep you in a down frequency, in a depressed zone. Why do it? Why worry about something that might happen tomorrow or next year or in the next 5 minutes? Because none of those things, they're all mights, maybes, possibly, kind of, sort of. And I think some of that is because it's been ingrained in us by that lovely lying media thing. This might, if these two people were to get together, they might maybe do something terroristic because, well, this person believes in a certain religious flavor that is the terrorist du jour, and that person over there is a disenfranchised teenager that is just looking for someone to tell him, it's okay, I'll help you blow shit up. So when you've got the media constantly inundating you with might, maybes, kind of, sort of, almost, could be, possibly, almost, hey, if we weren't there for you, if we weren't looking out for you, if. So we've been pretty much programmed to worry about what's around the corner, what's coming next. And you know what? There's no way of knowing any of that shit. Sure, you can guess, but why worry about a guess? Nothing, except for what's going on right now is written in stone. Oh, well, the past pretty much is, unless you talk about the Mandela effect, which that's a whole other ball of wax. I'm still not real sure about that one. There are some things that I kind of go, wait a minute here, that's messed up. But, yeah, prattling. I'm looking in my pocket, actually, is what I'm doing, and I'm looking at all of these different links that I have, and a lot of them are to do with NDAA and Regulation Nation and John Kerry and mainstream media and all this other fun shit. And I look at this stuff and I go, what the hell did I put that in my pocket for? It doesn't interest me at all anymore. And really, a lot of that shit really doesn't. I mean, the things that interest me now, I have a link there from a tennis ball trick that will alleviate back and neck and knee pain. From the healthy, holistic living. The rest of the stuff is like, I can't tune to that radio station anymore. I've gotten tired of the drone. It's even more obnoxious sounding than the teachers from Charlie Brown. I just can't listen to that shit anymore. So I'm off looking for things, which, yeah, I am off, looking for things that are beneficial, things that will help broaden my horizons as opposed to making me worry, making me concerned, leading me down that lovely bramble-filled path of be afraid, but we're here to help you, but be afraid, but we're here to help you, but be afraid, but we're to help you. And who's going to protect me from you? I don't want to go down that path anymore, so I'm steering myself away. So I'm going to check this one out. This is on the healthyholisticliving.com. And if you've been writing a big essay and your hands feel stiff, or you've gone for a long run and your knees ache, or you've been hunched over your computer, which is what I did, and your posture is bad, which, yeah, I'm sitting back now, you could be experiencing this what? Myofascial pain? What the hell is... It's a pain syndrome typically occurs after repetitively, which puts pressure on sensitive points. Guys, I don't think I ever told you that I stutter over bad punctuation. You've got really some messed up punctuation going here, okay? So why would you want to use a tennis ball? The purpose of using a tennis ball is for muscle pain relief, and it's a rubbery elasticity, which allows our muscles to stretch out. The article looks at some of the muscle trigger points in your body and how a tennis ball can quickly reverse or relieve pain in these areas. So, yada, yada, yada. Always consult a physician before doing anything strenuous or taking any kind of medication. Yada, 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 yada. Everybody knows that. Why do you always put that in there? So, excuse me. For a strained neck, you need to lie face up on the floor with 2 tennis balls under the base of your skull. Now, nod your head up and down, allowing the balls to nestle into the neck and the back of your neck. After 1 minute, change direction by pivoting your head from one side to the other. Pivot your head one side to the other, then nod, then pivot, and then nod. And what that does is without putting a lot of firm force, it will actually relieve some of the tension in those neck muscles, which will allow possible vertebrae that are sliding just a little bit out of whack because your muscles are knotting up. Good advice, and don't have to go to the chiropractor. Trust me, I've talked to the chiropractor about this too, and he said, yeah, that actually is. He recommends that you put the tennis balls in a tube sock. You put one in there and then you tie a knot in the tube sock, and then you put another tennis ball in there and you tie another knot in the tube sock, and then that way they're spaced just enough. There's enough distance between the 2 tennis balls for the vertebrae to line up properly. That's my chiropractor's advice. Number 2, for uncomfortable shoulders, which I know a lot of us that work on computers and all that other fun shit, shoulders, elbows, wrists, have fish in our tunnels. Them damn carp. Don't you know carp are bony? Just throw them out on the bank. So, this next exercise is for the rotator cuff muscles. You simply place 1 tennis ball behind the shoulder blade while lying face up on the floor. And there's no specific movement to the exercise. You just kind of experiment and you roll that shoulder around on that, and that will apply gently or gentle pressure to move things around and help you work out knots in your shoulder. See, isn't it cool? Bet you didn't know you were going to get health tips too. Okay, for a sore back, and this I have done this with the tennis balls in the tube sock. Lie on your back over the 2 tennis balls between your ribs and your tailbone, and shift your pelvis from side to side, allowing them to cross over the lower back, which I don't do that. What I do is I put them lower back, and then I start rolling myself down them. And that will help if you're not out of line, but you're just getting knotted and somewhat sliding, getting slid off to the side or something. You don't really have anything out of whack per se, but it's working that way. This will help get things to line back up again. Let's see, for aching hands, on a table, place your hand on top of the tennis ball while placing the other hand on top of it for added pressure. Then press the ball for a while, holding it steady for 1 minute and leaning your entire body into the weight of it. After a minute, move the ball vertically and horizontally so as to stretch out in all directions of your palm. You can also do this on your wrist. That's one of the exercises I did when they wanted to do carpal tunnel surgery because I had 5% nerve loss. 5%. And so they wanted to do surgery, and I said, no, thank you very much. I happen to know of some exercises that I can do, and now I have no problem at all anymore because I did not want to go under the knife, and I did the exercises. And a tennis ball really does work quite well for that. It doesn't really feel good the first few times, but it does work quite well. Let's see. There's quite a few other little things on here, but you really need to kind of see because there's visual aids along with it. So I'll just go ahead and share this with y'all so you can check it out. Some of these things I actually have been, like the tennis balls and the tube sock. I've done that for years. And also the wrist and hands stuff. So, a lot of it's pressure point working. You don't necessarily have to go the quack factor all the time. Hi, Zen Rosa. How are you doing, sweetheart? I didn't realize you'd popped in, sweetie. Yeah, people, okay, I just caught up on the chat here, and I choose not to worry or be fearful anymore. I used to. Yeah, it has been kind of overdue for a Grammy rant, hasn't it, Java? Has been a while. Oh, well. Dang. I'm almost out of time. Y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on RealLibertyMedia.com Channel 3. Also on the RLMRadio.xyz station, the RLM Internet Radio station, the RLM TuneIn Radio station, the RLM Spreaker channel, and soon to be on the RLM YouTube channel and on the RLM SoundCloud channel. Thank you ever so much for putting up with me this evening. I know I kind of got a little far afield. And maybe next time when I go on one of these little rambling things, I will have my notes a little bit more coordinated. And then again, maybe not, because, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. All I know is what I'm doing right now. And then now, and, well, now. And now I'm saying thank you. Thank you for putting up with me, for listening in and playing along. And I will be back Friday for the Freaker Friday edition of the Rocket Chair, but Friday at noon. Is that Vinny for the last time at noon, Grimner? Just curious. I know he was getting down to the wire, so I didn't know if he was going to go ahead and do feedback on Friday or not. If not, I will be. Thank you, Sock, and thank you, Grimmy. Oh. Yeah, I am on the Alfred E. Newman plan now. Yeah. I don't worry. I have plenty of gray hair, so I don't need to worry. I've already grown it naturally. Thank you very much. In any case, same batty time, same batty station. On Friday, I'll be here, closely followed by that demon Atrax. He's going to be playing some demonic Atraxian music or some kind of music. And then following him will be Grimner and Moose Girl with the Freakers Ball. Also, Saturday at 11 o'clock Central Time, which is the time that the Cosmos is set with because it's my Cosmos and I said so, will be the Dork Table with myself and Flasheroony Head and God knows who else might call in. And then at 4 o'clock Eastern Time is Kira, which, by the way, the Dork Table is noon Eastern Time. But that doesn't matter. Kira at 4 on Saturday. Bo Diddy at 8 Eastern Time on Saturday. So lots of fun things coming up, or at least as far as I know they're going to be on. Saturday is Christmas Eve, though. So y'all have an absolutely splendiferous rest of your Whack-A-Doodle Wednesday. Have an awesome shit day tomorrow, because, well, it's shit day because